Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I absolutely had to turn on the camera, and I am very seriously considering creating a hashtag or a playlist or both or neither with the title More Luck Than Brains. Honest to goodness, I cannot believe the serendipity, the fortuitousness of it all. I just wanted this journal, this purple journal here in the opening shots so that you can see that I am picking up the purple journals, plural, and making some headway. The miracle of it all does not involve this book, but so I'm going to put it aside. I have been cleaning up, organizing everything from soup to nuts. Well, that's an expression. It wasn't actually soup or nuts, but I've been organizing things in the craft room to try to make it easier to work, more pleasant to work, and so on. Anyway, I found this piece of fabric, and I don't even remember when. And it's not that I've had it long, like perhaps a week. But you know, when you go to a lot of places and you see a lot of stuff, it's easy for to lose track of what's what. Anyway, the other day I organized my three bins plus of purple stuff, and I wanted to use this piece of fabric. Now, it is sewn it feels sort of like brushed cotton, but it almost has that like little diagonal, okay, what are we going to call this? It's not twill. It's not gabardine. I don't know. Anyway, it's sewn there and there. So let me show you what I discovered. If you've watched past videos on this purple journal, you know that one of the covers that I was considering was this one, made with 2 book boards and some hanging file folder spine. I showed you some of the signatures that I had created, and then I realized, I didn't have enough, and I blah, blah, blah. It had to make it add a few more and then allow for room to grow. Anyway, I don't know what possessed me, but I tried to slip this cover. Oh, I didn't realize both ends weren't open. I tried to slip this cover in here and found that it works. So, can you see where I'm going with this? I maybe should have left it in there, but I wanted to show you that it does fit, snug as a bug in a rug. It's a little harder here where there's less rigidity, but maybe if I stick and I'm going to be in and out of the camera frame, I'm sure. I don't know if this is equivalent to putting on Spanx or not, but definitely worth the effort. I wonder if I can... Okay, I think we've got some progress happening now. So it is tight, which makes me think that when I'm actually ready to do this, I probably won't even glue it on. It'll be almost like a slip cover. So before I figured out that this will fit, I thought, open end, wouldn't that be great? Use it as a journal cover, have it, I might as well push it all the way to the end. Have it, fold over, like so. Well, I didn't think there'd be that much, but anyway, fold. Oh, it kind of collapsed on itself. Let me reach in there and pull it back. Okay. Okay, so I thought, well, if there's excess, I'll just fold it over and I'll have a pocket. And I assumed it was open at both ends. Easy enough to cut that open. This is a salvage end, so that's better. Anyway, I should have maybe had that on the inside, but I will be decorating the cover as well. So let's just pretend for a second. So I can, don't know, I don't think I want to open up the stitching, but I could certainly further decorate it by adding trim and so on. And especially now that I have some luscious things to do. And I've also made that, that journey from the land of hoarding to the land of use it, don't store it. And I'm looking forward to really gussying these journals up. So that is what I intend to do. Now, I don't think that I will do anything fancy schmancy like slow stitching or anything on it. But if you did see some of my haul videos from Manitoba, you know that Thelma gave me this tablecloth. So you can see that some strategic cutting. Oh, a person could even sort of, anyway, maybe make a pocket for the cover as well. So there are things, and now that there are options, there are things. There are options now that I have sort of sorted my purple stuff. So if you think that lightning cannot strike twice, let me just prove to you that it can. So, I mean, obviously, I have more to do on this. I will probably choose... I do have purple doilies, and I do have purple fabric. I will probably not worry about doing a hidden spine, because now that this is finished inside, that'll be more trouble than it's worth and probably cause more problems. Hey, this could be a wrapper. Oh my goodness. And, you know, give a little more slack so that the journal can afford to grow. Oh my goodness. The miracles continue. Anyway, show you something else. This is like a sort of a dusty, mauvey, lavendery cover. Now, I have, the other day, just to make a little more room and do something with book blocks, I took out the remainder of what was in here. And the pages are absolutely gorgeous. They're very densely packed, and there are columns. And anyway, someday I'll show you. However, the title of the book is going to need to be obscured. Canadian National Record for Swine. Yorkshire, Berkshire, Chester White, Tamworth, Hampshire, Poland, China, Duroc, Jersey. I don't know if I said all that right. 1940, volume 51. And you can see there's some fraying here and obviously some of the fading that occurs, you know, on bookcases. So this is a beautiful color. However, and maybe I won't do it. Look at this piece of something. Now, which one is longer? I have two of them. Oh, let's use the longer one. Now, this is open opposite. This is open on the long ends. Don't have, where are my scissors? Would you believe that this one also fits, this cover also fits into this fabric? Now, because, and even if it isn't perhaps perfect, I do not care. So this, okay, if I push this right tight against this side, I have, you remember those commercials way back in the day? I don't know if they appeared anywhere or it was just Canada. I don't remember what they were selling, but they used to, somebody would take like fingers, I think, not calipers, and, you know, sort of go for that muffin top area and say, you know, about pinch an inch. And now, of course, it's probably, can you pinch 4 inches? Anyway, I can pinch an inch here about the width of my, so about 3/4 of an inch. But isn't that pretty darn good too? Now, what I could do on this, because it's open at the long edges, is get in there with some lace or trim that would look good, you know, from both sides, and sew it in and sew it closed, and then just let my bottom be where I actually, you know, perhaps hand stitch it closed or glue it or whatever is the final decision. Now this will be a bit trickier, I think, in that unless I open up one end and give myself some, let's see how big that seam allowance is. Unless I open up this, oh, there's a big seam allowance. Yeah, that's what I'll probably end up doing. I'll open up that seam allowance, and then I've got some actual give and some room to play. Because, of course, there would be nothing worse than making it too tight and having the book not be able to close. So, there would not be enough to obviously do a pocket or a flip or anything like that. And I also do have the option, worst case scenario, if I'm having trouble making the logistics of this work, I also could snip it down the center of the spine, glue it as we normally would glue fabric to a cover, have this end, well, let me just pull this or show you a bit here. So if I were to, let's pretend it was all kind of glued in place or ready to be glued in place. Imagine this an opening here. Or, hey, I could do it like this and have that seam right there. Then I wouldn't have to do a jagged edge. So that's another option. I could open up that seam. I'd have enough ease to go around the corner, around the spine, around the edges, I mean, around the spine. And I would still have plenty to get really close to this center area. And then at the last minute, as you know, we sometimes, well, it depends. If it was a sewn-in spine, the threads would show at the outside. If it was a floating spine, I would be gluing it in right there. With a sewn-in spine, no, either way, I would have to be covering this with either fabric or paper, you know, to disguise the guts of this area here. So, if you didn't think that lightning could strike twice in one location, you were mistaken. And is this not the lusciousness that we all aim for? I'm going to stop there simply because at this point, I just wanted to share that idea because, you know, maybe there's some serendipity in your life as well. And maybe as you're looking now, as you go forward, as you're looking at potential covers and potential, well, I guess I should say fabric, potential fabric for covers and the actual cover, whether it's a book that you've gutted or a book that you're making out of, you know, cereal boxes or whatever, there is now the option of trying to just think of it as a slip cover for, you know, the couch or whatever. And I am actually liking that idea a lot. So thank you so much for joining me. Here's another thing that could be, that's not so good there, but this is another option for this, because I have vowed that I am going to be using more of my doilies. I probably have another purple doily somewhere, or lace or whatever. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope you're excited, and I hope that if you look, that you too shall find something working out so perfectly in your craft room. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. I will be here again with an update after I've done some of this, because you can see it could be a slow process if I'm having to figure out the how-tos and want to do some extra sewing and so on. Anyway, thanks, guys. We shall see you in the next one. Bye.